We got our next guest.
Awesome.
I brought Denzel Washington with me.
Perfect. So we've got Danny Stepper
How are you?
Hi, Danny.
and
Schneider.
Pat Bolden. Good to see you, Pat.
Hey,
Have a
Pat.
seat,
Good to
guys.
see Gotcha.
Pat
Welcome.
and Danny are from LA Libations. So I guess we'll start, guys. What is LA Libations? Let's tell our viewers here.
LA Libations is a beverage incubator, and we either create or partner with emerging brands.
Pretend you're eating that microphone
Yeah,
there.
eat the microphone.
sorry.
There you go.
Not hungry. Yeah, so we are 25% owned by the Coca-Cola Company. We work very closely with VEB, but we are fiercely independent. We're the emerging beverage category captain at many of the largest retailers.
So you're the emerging beverage incubator? So you're the emerging on the emerging?
Yeah, we play in really nascent, we start real early. We get in real early. And we play in spaces like aloe vera, we have Aloe Glow. Obi is a probiotic soda. Aria is a turmeric sparkling water. Brew, bone broth. We play in all those sorts of areas.
So I guess let's talk about the retailers that you guys are category captain for, because I think that's one of the most neat things about what you guys do. What are some of those retailers?
Kroger, 7-Eleven, Walmart, Sam's, Walgreens, all the big ones.
All the important ones.
Well, they're all important, all of them. But even some of the smaller guys, we have a very strategic relationship with Bristol Farms, for example. 7-Eleven is a really great relationship for us. We do a lot with them and all that. So
How do you guys define an innovation? How do you decide that a brand is ready for LA Libations?
I mean, a lot of things go into place for that. I mean, most of the time we look to see if a brand is really on trend. There's so many different, subsegments in emerging beverages today that there's a lot of different products out there. But if you know that there's one on trend and the retailers are talking about it as well as just the regular customers, then we can understand if it's something that's for us. And then we do the regular vetting process to see if it's a good partnership between our organization and that brand, and a lot of other things go into place after that.
A little simpatico happening.
Absolutely.
The entrepreneur is a huge, huge component. I mean, if we can't get past the entrepreneur, we won't even look at the liquid and the packaging and this is a really hard space to be in, and we know where a lot of the bodies are buried, not because we're any smarter. We have just failed so many times ourselves and learned and pivoted. So it's very important that the entrepreneurs take our coaching.
So innovation starts with people and a relationship that's
It's
established.
always about the people first, and this is a PG show, so I'll say we have a no jerk policy.
It's a lot worse than that.
Like for us, it's really important who we love everyone that we work with, or we just don't work with them. So.
Well, I guess on the brand front, has the sort of timetable for innovation sped up for you guys? I mean, I guess I remember back when Aloe Glow was, what year was that? Did that start? 2013? 12?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a little while. But I guess the question, with back then, Aloe sort of developed over time before you guys got into it, and now some of the brands that you're working with now, like those categories are still they feel a lot younger than maybe Aloe did when you guys got into it.
Yes, so the emerging beverage, I mean, we've all heard that, 50% of the growth is coming from brands and categories that didn't exist 5 years ago. That's a fact. So 5 years, we were a little bit ahead of that, but the problem is that 98% of these ideas fail. There's literally a 98% infant mortality rate with these new brands. So it's a really hard space to play in, but having said that, the world's kind of swung in our direction is because we're really strong. We're not real strong in the natural channel. But we are really strong at traditional retailers. We've been working with these guys for 20 years, longer than we like to admit. And now, the competitive advantage in the natural channel is not sustainable. Everybody's doing it now, right. And it's exposing who the really good retailers are. When you look at a Kroger and all the growth quarter after quarter after quarter, it's really, they've been able to leverage their strength as a great retailer, but play in this new space of healthy and organic and natural.
Well, that being said, I mean, you guys are dealing with brands that have to have. Well, that sounded bad.
Wow.
That was not us.
It's a party now.
The show must go on, though.
It's a party.
So you guys deal with brands that have to have big potential in conventional, right? I mean, that's ultimately what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, what we are all about is proving concepts with our partner, with the Coca-Cola Company. Our job is to prove concepts. And we've overthought what that means. And
I was going to ask, what does proof mean?
Oh, it's very well defined by us and our partners. And so we're out there proving concepts. So, like, for example, we have we partnered with a brand called Aria, which is a turmeric sparkling water. Sparkling water is big right now, trending, and turmeric is trending, and, you know, it's a great entrepreneur, and we do believe that thing's built for speed, and it could go big, and hopefully one day end up on Coke trucks if we all do our jobs right.
And I guess, geez, you're beating me to my questions here. I was going to say, is the end game getting on the Coke truck?
The end game is creating value, and that could be a big component of the value. I will say, when Aloe Glow went on Coke trucks, I mean, Pat and I started our careers at Coke's wearing uniforms.
Right.
I mean, we were merchandisers, so that was, I mean, I got to tell you.
You in a Coke uniform.
We teared up, yeah.
Mine was bigger than his was.
There you go. You probably look better in it than he did, but no offense.
Yeah.
So offensive.
Yeah, no, so, I mean, look, Coke is they invested in us, so
right.
The more value we can create for them, we obviously want to. But having said that, you know, the trucks follow brands don't follow trucks, so you know, it's important that the brand has proof of concept before we'd ever do anything that's unnatural, like put it into that system, because it won't work.
So I guess before we wrap up here, are there other categories or ideas or concepts out there that, you know, you might not have in your portfolio right now that you think are interesting or keeping your eye on that you can share with us?
Well, I would say it's always great to come to the conference, to come here, because we see ideas that we may not even have thought of before. There's so many different subsegments and infusions from categories. I mean, we remember when chia was really on fire, you know,
Sure.
a couple years back, and then you started seeing a lot of infusions. So I guess we don't have blinders on, John, to say, hey, we're only going to look for one certain, you know, product or something like that when we come to these type of shows. We definitely want to see if there's something out there that has a lot of legs, is scalable. To your point earlier, even though we do look for the mainstream products, we also understand there's a lot of consumer-educated products out there that may take a little bit longer to get mainstream, but we're interested in those as well.
And Pat,
So-
there is a soda here that tastes exactly like Cap'n Crunch and Crunch Berries, and it also tears up your mouth. No, it doesn't do that.
I was going to say, is this real?
Like, wow.
It's true. It's here. You'll have to try it.
Well, I guess, you know, let's take something like bone broth, okay? You know, we had Bill Weiland yesterday talking, and, you know, I think he is convinced of bone broth because he is. No knock on Bill, but, you know, for guys like you, like, how do you know that it's right to take a bone broth into the portfolio?
So first of all, it starts with the entrepreneurs, and Mary and Suha are great entrepreneurs. And then, you know, we listen a lot to our retail partners. They're the closest thing to the consumer, but ultimately it's about the consumers and what do consumers want. And bone broth kind of reminds me of coconut water when we first got started with Zika, where the press and the PR were way out kicking the coverage of actual sales.
Sure.
Bone broth is that. I mean, it's on Good Morning America. You know, all the celebrities are drinking it, you know, where we live in LA. And so we believe the sales will catch up to that. So then it's about partnering with the best mousetrap, with the best entrepreneurs, and we feel that that's Brew. But to your other question, we still think there's some opportunities in existing spaces that aren't emerging to go disrupt them. Like, we want to go and disrupt Clamato.
Clamato.
I think there's a big idea there.
As an ethnic product?
Yes.
Or, yeah?
Yes.
As a big consumer of Clamato, how do you feel? Sorry.
I don't think I've ever had Clamato in my life.
You've had a Michelada for sure.
We were just talking about those yesterday.
Yeah.
I would.
We were pounding them.
I've never finished a Michelada.
No, we have not.
Cool.
As soon as it says Michel, I look away.
You're thinking Michelob, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're about out of time here. Really appreciate you guys stopping by, and thanks for coming to the event.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us. We love this show. It's really the heartbeat of the industry, and we really love being a part of it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, John.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
you.